Hello and welcome back to Double Dragon Trouble! Our weekly D&D stream where we play a game of Dungeons & Dragons, a homebrew campaign set in the Forgotten Realms, in a time where Tiamat, the queen of chromatic dragons, have taken over the entire world and is plotting dark stuff. But luckily, we have heroes who are fighting against the tyranny of dragons, who have joined the pretty passive resistance against the dragons.
We haven't accomplished much.
Well, maybe they have their own plans. Who knows? It's a long time since you were last in contact with the resistance, because you've been on the road for real world time. A year? A long time? Half a year? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, we have our heroes of the day. Chris Jørgensener playing Balthasar, the ASMR Warlock.
Very excited, I see.
And then we have Luke Spartacci.
That's not even remotely the...
That is how you pronounce it in Nørre Sundby.
That's not how you pronounce it anywhere, but okay. I'll take it.
Alright, playing Bethroga World Throne, the angry dwarf barbarian. A gold dwarf, as far as I remember.
Yeah, well remembered.
Slightly better than the silver dwarves.
Weren't the others the mountain dwarves?
Probably.
I have no clue.
Anyway, a brief recap. You are in the Gloaming Court in the Feywild on a mission to get back the souls of two former companions. One companion, current companion, and one former companion who died. Daggers. And Dinok, who is not with us today, but is very much still alive. And I believe he got his soul back when he broke the jar, so he's fine. So mission accomplished, but you still had to get out of the place, which was a bit difficult since you killed the Blazing Knight, one of the Queen of Air and Darkness great artificers, so an important person. On your way out, you met a couple of Eladrins. One of them, a Summer Eladrin, was pretty angry because he was apparently in charge of the security. But his sister was more keen to get out, so you kind of like struck a weird truce as you went out. Half the party, Balthasar went on his own way out in the corridors where he was trapped in some weird illusion web. More on that in a moment. And the other party, or part of the party, went through some corridors, found their way to the Queen's quarters, was caught by the guards, then put through an interesting trial, where they managed to defend their innocence, and was released. Meanwhile, Balthasar was fighting through a hell of illusions, but he didn't realize there were illusions until a gnome showed up. A gnome with no name, who had been trapped in this illusion prison for decades. With the aid of the gnome, Balthasar fought the warden in a battle of magic and wits. And you recovered a blaze-stone, a working blaze-stone from the warden, along with a black glass sun, which apparently controls the illusions in a weird way. And those two together stripped off all the illusions, and you realized you were actually in one of the corridors all along. So you followed the blaze-stone through the maze back to the main hall of the court, where you met the hag that you had spoken to earlier, and you managed to barter some information from her with a couple of souls. Some of those that you grabbed in the workshop of the Blazing Knight. And then you saw the rest of your party walking out of the hall. Dinok, the other player, the Wood Elf monk, probably strutting in the front. Bethrogar and your companion Grbalusht pushing a wheelbarrow full of silver coins, and also the blue pale Winter Eladrin. So, that is where we will pick up for today's session.
Nice.
And Bethroga, as you are making your way out of the corner of your eye, you recognize. Oh wait, maybe you don't, because you are still disguised, as far as I believe.
I don't recognize anything.
So you see one of these guards looking pretty intently at your group.
I feel it's a bit weird, but I move on.
Alright.
I feel that's even more weird.
So now
I
that
just
you can see that
continue.
this guard is following you, and in his wake there's a small gnome without any clothes, but he has so long white hair that it's like covering him mostly.
Can I just like grab my great axe, like just hold it a bit?
Just put your hand on the
Just
handle.
hold it.
So presumably the other part of the group is making their way towards the exit. So you are heading towards it. And none of the guards are doing anything to stop you. Alright. Yeah, the guards at the entrance to the court, they look at you for 1 second, Balthazar, and then just nod. And then look on. One of them looks at the gnome and raises an eyebrow. But, I mean, this court has a lot of weird people. Amongst them hags and kobolds and all kinds. So maybe it's not the weirdest thing they've ever seen leaving the court. So yeah, you all make it outside, and Bethroga, you can see this guard has followed you all the way out.
Cool. Still haven't told me who you are. He hasn't.
No, it's a fair point.
Yeah, I forget there's other ways to disguise yourself than using my amazing disguise kit.
The gnome looks up at you. I don't have a name. Well, if you could think of a good name, then I'll take it. Jimbo. Sure, that's a good name. I'm Jimbo.
No, Jimbo.
Balthazar, as far as I remember, you promised me clothes. Maybe. You'll see. Yeah, the gnome is, all right, you know what you're doing.
Notes. That sounds just about right. Yeah, I don't have much luck either. I have no idea what. I have no idea. Maybe we won't. But I'm just gonna trust you.
All right, make an intelligence check. Oh, well, it depends on how you want to find it. Do you want to see if you like find it from memory, or do you want to like check the street names and look for things you remember, or how do you want to do this? You could also ask people. How do you want to do it? You walk up to, it's like a tall elf with long white beard, who looks like he's very keen on something. I'm sorry, I was counting something and I didn't want to lose track of the numbers. The stars in the night sky. Ah. You don't know? Aren't you part of the city guard? Shouldn't you know these things? I see. Well, what's it in for me? You see, well, you can't just demand such services from me. I'm busy counting the stars in the sky, and you just waltz up here, expecting me to divulge all kinds of information without any repayment. I suppose you're right. All right. Down that road. Turn to the right, then to the left. There's a fine garment store down there. Don't thank me. Basically robbed me of that information. I'll be gone. And he looks back up at the ceiling of the cave. All right. You follow them, and they do indeed lead you back to the clothes store that you bought your own splendid and edgy attire.
Oh.
So do you drop the illusion now, or are you still keeping it up? I mean, there are guards in the distance, but you have turned a corner, so none of the guards at the entrance to the court can see you. All right. So you're back in the black clothes and all the edgy silver veins and stuff. Thank you. Right. You enter, and the same shopkeeper as before greets you. Welcome back. I suppose you found the clothes satisfying. You've not come to complain, have you? That is good to hear. Here's a short one. I'll have to look. Give me a second, or two, or a few minutes. No, please help yourself. And he disappears into a back room. All right.
Oh.
You fold the expensive silvered clothes carefully, folding it. Yeah. As you emerge from the changing room in your old, drab, slightly less edgy clothes, the shopkeeper returns with a few coat hangers with different sets of clothes. These are made for children, but I suppose they will work in this case.
Yeah.
Both of them are black, obviously, with high collars, slim cut. One of them has weird cuffs with like details and tiny beads of silver hanging from them. And the other one looks like it's like made of tiny leaves made of black cloth that have been sewn together to give this weird, almost scale mail appearance, only made of clothes or cloth. All right, that would be 3 gold pieces. The money, and hands you the clothes. Of course, he walks in, and after a moment he emerges. You can't see much of a difference because his hair and beard is still covering most of his body, but you can see now at least he has sleeves, and he has something to cover his feet.
Cool.
These are very comfortable. I wish I'd taken a bath before I got into these. I haven't had a bath for 30 years. Or more. Alright. I'm just saying, I'm very appreciative of these clothes. Thank you very much, Master Balthazar. Sounds splendid. As you get back outside, you can see Grbaluft is still just standing there with his silver wheelbarrow full of silver coins. And you can see there's not a crowd, but there's like people coalescing in the vicinity, sort of like glancing over at it, then pointing and talking to each other. And like some of them have these weird, large, wide-brimmed hats, so wide that they almost like hit each other with them with the brims. And they're sort of like trying to stick their heads together, but they can't really because of the brims. So sort of like... And Grbaluft looks at you. Balthazar, I think we're attracting quite the crowd.
You think so?
Yeah, she's sort of like hanging back, looking mildly curious at the whole thing. She was the sister of that Captain Guard, but you never found him, did you? You don't know him. Have I? Yes. That's true. Yeah, it's his sister. I think Dinok wants to take her back to the material plane, and she doesn't. She wants to come along. I think, I don't know.
I don't really, I just kind of accepted the state of things. I usually do that. You know, when I'm forced to kill people. I'm not sure I want to, but you know, the situation demands it. So I've just accepted the situation, just like every other situation. But now I don't really trust her. I will, indeed.
The rest of the caravan.
Have we had a long rest? I wasn't there last time, so I don't know if I have my...
No long rest. Not even a short rest for your part.
Do we have time for one? Because I would be quite happy. Yeah.
Such a nice sentence.
We can see if we can rest in the tomb. Such a nice, relaxing place. It's fine. It's fine. I can sleep in the tomb. It's fine. I have very low standards. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes. That's a problem.
Well, how do you want to go about it? You know that it's in the city, and you've been to the place before. All right. Give me a survival check. Think of like urban survival. All right, you set out down the street and you look for landmarks or something you've seen before, but you don't really see anything. Everything seems like it's a new street you never visited before. And after maybe 20 minutes, you just stop in a place and you're in like a quiet off the main road square with some shops around and a few people sitting outside smoking, and there's like a wagon rolling by. A quiet part of the town, but you have no idea where it is.
Cool. Can I try a survival check?
Sure.
I don't know I just have proficiency in survival. What's the...
You also add your wisdom.
Ah, that's nice. Okay, so that is... Oh, then it's 16.
16. All right, so after this, you take over. And you walk down the street, and you can see like above the city, inside this huge cave, there are like these crystals and stuff. You can see there's almost like a constellation of these lamps. And judging from the way the lamps are situated, you can kind of see, okay, we need to go this way, and you follow your instincts and the few landmarks you recognize, and you pass by the inn with the onsen. It's still closed, windows shattered, abandoned. And then after another 20 minutes, you get to the cemetery.
Ah, nice. See, it wasn't as bad as at directions as I thought. Who would have known?
Great.
Assume that we just enter the zoo.
If you want to.
I mean, yeah, that's where we need to go.
All right.
Is there any barrier, or is it just like...
No, it's the two. You know that the door can be opened.
Ah, nice. Then we enter.
You look inside, it's just darkness in there. But of course, both of you have dark vision, so it's not that dark. And you can see the staircase leading down to the lower crypt. And you can also see faint light coming from below, and voices. So like in the middle of a conversation, but then when you push open the door, you can hear like shh, shh. And then footsteps. And then Lucan, the half-elf, shows his head at the bottom of the stairs looking up at you. It's you. Great. Well, come down, quick. Close the door.
Is everyone in? We have such a big fucking party at this point.
Yeah.
How many are you?
Grill Ballista's just walking in with the silver wheelbarrow.
As he lifts the door, the doorstep, just all of it chinks.
Blue elf and a little hairy gnome.
Just like looking out. Rhea looks at her. Is this your home? Is this where you live?
Temporarily.
Interesting. All right. Lucan looks up at all these people. All right. Are you ready to go then? Because...
Do you think we can afford staying here for 8 hours or so?
I mean, the guards haven't shown up yet, so I don't think they know about this place. But you do need to come inside and close the door.
Yeah, all right, everyone in.
Unless anyone sees it from the outside and wonders why so many people are standing in the entrance to a tomb. Please,
right.
please.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, and when everyone's in, I go.
Inside.
All right, so you make your way down the staircase to the crypt area where the sarcophagus is lying, still open, and inside it, resting on some cloth, is the black staff. And then Ria and Jimbo also looks around and says, "Oh." Jimbo hops up onto one of the niches where some old withered corpse is lying.
Well,
And then Grbalusht looks for a moment at the staircase, considering to bring the wheelbarrow down, but then just leaves it up there, closes the door,
smart.
comes down, back down, and joins you.
All right. So I think we're about ready to head back to the material plane.
Sounds
But
good.
a rest would be nice.
Indeed.
Yeah, the court didn't go without a. Yeah, it didn't go.
Are you being chased?
No,
Well, that's good.
but we did have to kill some people.
All right. Any important people?
I guess that depends on who you ask. To us, no. To the Queen of Air and Darkness, maybe.
That's great. All right. Well, I'd say it's a pretty big risk to stay put. But if you think it's a great risk to go out, you look pretty tired, to be honest.
Yeah. I always look this way. I can't sleep.
I'm sorry.
So I can keep watch while people rest.
All right. Do you have any ideas of how we're gonna get out of the city when we do try?
Let's see. We have a lot of people. A wheelbarrow full of gold or silver. Do caravans ever leave?
Yeah, there are trade caravans leaving.
Maybe we could acquire some sort of wagon or something.
Well, if you are resting, then I could go out see if I could find us some kind of vehicle.
That would work.
Nice plan.
Just don't get caught.
I'll do my best.
Yep, I guess that's all we can ask for. So,
all right.
Good luck.
I'll head out then. Sleep tight. He runs up the staircase, opens the door, and leaves the tomb.
Long rest.
Everyone just drops on the floor.
Just falls over. Yes.
All right, so you settle down for a long rest. So you recover all your hit points, all your rages, all your spell slots,
Yay.
all your hit dice, everything.
Yes.
Yay! I'm able to get angry again.
I'm too tired to get angry.
Yeah.
This really bothers me, but I can't.
Can't even bother. I can't manage to conjure up the emotion of anger. It's like suddenly I don't have anger problems anymore.
Every
How
time I try to
annoying.
be angry, just becomes sad instead.
I just become depressed.
Oh. There could be another class.
Yeah.
Subclass of barbarian.
Depressed barbarian.
All right. So for 8 hours you rest, and after these 8 hours have passed, well, you get ready to move out.
No
Lucan
interruptions.
has returned after 5 hours, and as quiet as possible, he tells you, Balthazar, as everyone else is sleeping, that he has succeeded in securing a vehicle.
What sort of vehicle did you find?
It's a hearse. It's the best I could do.
Nah.
But I mean,
Anything will do.
It's spacious.
Yeah, that works.
I've been thinking maybe we could pretend to be carrying a body back to the material plane. It's not unheard of.
Sure.
People from that plane dying here usually want to go back to their hometowns, so it's not unheard of.
All right.
And
Sure.
it would provide an excuse why we're headed towards the portal.
Sounds good.
Hmm.
Will you be recognized? I assume you will, maybe.
Yes, I'll have to travel undercover. Or
Alright.
probably inside the hearse.
Yeah, alright. Then anyone who wants to do the talking? I can try. I can disguise myself, but still.
Maybe having you talking has been going well so far. I don't see why we should disrupt homeostasis.
Alright.
Just do the
I mean,
work.
you're not
Alice.
dead, so I suppose that there's some truth in that.
Alright. And I assume you'll be ready with your axe, as always.
I'm always ready.
Alright, so Lucan shows you the way out. He opens the tomb, looks out to make sure no one is waiting in ambush, and then he beckons for you to follow. And you can see outside, on the path between all the other tombs and mausoleums, there's indeed a hearse with a black horse in front of it. It has this covered section where the coffin would be, and the windows are covered with black curtains from the inside.
Perfect.
And then there's like a seat for 2 people at the front, at the horse.
Alright. Are we keeping this wheelbarrow of silver?
Kilba just looks at it.
I mean, we can see if we can fit the silver in the hearse, but
If we have to leave the wheelbarrow, then it's all right. But the coins, I would hate to leave them behind.
sure. I mean, start loading them up then.
All right. He walks over, opens the back of the hearse, and there's apparently a coffin in there. So he's just started to scoop the coins into the coffin.
Oh,
Then Lucan and his half-sister jumps in, also inside the compartment. Lucan is cradling the black staff, now covered back in its cloth wrap. And Jimbo looks around. Well, I guess we're going for a ride! And he jumps up and then climbs the last bit of into the back of the hearse.
alright.
And also Ria. So just looks. I
so many
suppose we
people.
take the hearse. That is some kind of omen, I suppose. And she gets in.
I am gonna go sit up front.
All right. What about you, Bethroga? Where do you want to position yourself?
I'm just gonna go in the back.
All right. And then Gerbalist looks around. Then he jumps up next to you.
Oh.
Balthazar.
I am going to disguise myself again
All right.
with just an older looking man with a sort of nice clothes.
All right.
A bit. Yeah, a bit like the equivalent of a suit, but a bit edgier.
All right. So kind of like a dusty old vampire clothes.
Yep. And then
Alright.
just like an older gentleman.
Gerbalist looks at you. It's really weird when you do that.
Well,
Freaks me out sometimes.
sir, well, it's useful.
It is. Just saying.
Is
Do you
everyone
want me
ready
to go into the hearse, or should I stay up here?
No, you can stay. The company's good.
Good.
Everyone
Hand
ready
you
to go?
The reins.
Oh, Jesus.
So it looks like everyone is packed inside the hearse, and Lucan sort of like shuffles over and then closes the back doors. And then
Great. All right. I haven't handled one of these in about 50 years. I'll
Reassuring.
I'll see if we can get this going.
all right, you flick the reins, and the hearse slowly starts to move forward. Then you hear a voice call out, "Not so fast!"
Oh,
And from around a tree, a tall elf with billowing black robes steps out carrying a staff and places himself in the middle of the path and just holds up his staff. And then from some other trees, more guards appear,
oh, they're gods.
just swarming out, surrounding you. You can count at least 9 guards.
Quick question, because we didn't specify this, but you mentioned staff. I'm going to assume that we took the black staff of Waterdeep with us.
Yes, you did.
All right.
Yay!
Just leave it.
Ah, shit, I
It's
forgot
not
black
important
staff.
anymore.
And then 2 sort of like higher ranking, maybe captains also emerge. Sort of like fanning out around the hearse.
Oh shit, I'm an old man. Can I help you, gentlemen?
That remains to be seen.
Of
And he walks
course.
up, looks at you closely, and then he flicks out a small metal rod with a gem lens at the side. And then looks through the lens at you.
What are you doing?
What is your spellcasting modifier? No, sorry, not modifier. Your spell DC.
16.
16. He looks closely through the gem. Then he folds it back. I'm sorry. I had the impression that you were someone else.
Oh, well, it's just me here, and my bodyguard, of course.
Yes. Very good, very good. Old man, you don't have to lie. You don't have to pretend. You are safe. Please step down from the hearse. Step to the side, and we'll handle this.
What
You
is going
probably
on?
don't know it, but this man, and he points at Guttelbalist,
Oh,
is a criminal.
huh?
Is a criminal. You don't want to associate yourself with someone like that.
What did he do?
Oh, what did he do? Have the news spread this far yet? I suppose they have. The great artificer has been killed, and this one, he points at Guttelbalist, is one of the murderers. He looks over, and I suppose the rest of them are in the hearse. You better step down, old man. This is going to be rough.
Now, I will not have you come here and just charge my bodyguard with all kinds of crimes and stuff. This is my job. This is my profession. I've been here longer than you, young one.
He looks at you. He is, of course, an elf, so he's like, probably doubts that. But it's all right. Humans are weirdly proud of their age, I suppose.
Exactly.
Well, and he holds out a scroll. You can see there's a charcoal drawing of Guttelbalist, and he holds it up to you. Do you think this face matches your so-called bodyguard? Like, shoves it in your face.
I mean, it could be any dragonborn, couldn't it? Maybe even a half-dragon. I've heard they're quite violent.
You obviously have not spent a lot of time with Dragonborn. As you can see, the details, the scales, the way, it is definitely this one. Old man, please, for your own safety, step down.
I really have to get this body to the material realm.
Well, I'm afraid you have been bamboozled, my old friend. I don't think there is even a body in that hearse. And he waves some of the guards, and they walk over, and they open the bag, and they look inside. It's right, sir! It's full of people! You see, old man, not just a corpse. You have been fooled. These are trying to use you as a disguise to get out of town.
I
But
can't
don't be
believe
afraid.
this.
Criminals. They work in disgusting ways. But please do step down. We'll take it from here. Is this your hearse, old man?
Yes.
Or we will try not to damage it. Guttelbalist sort of
I
like nods
appreciate
you.
that.
What do you want me to do?
Oh god. All right, I'm coming down, and I am going to like start doing a movement as if I'm coming down, and then see if I can like fake fumble, just make the horse go.
All right. All right. First, make a sleight of hand check.
All right.
First.
Come on, dexterous warlock.
So, Bathroga, you can hear this entire conversation.
Yeah.
And then the guards opened and they're looking inside and pointing. Oh! So
Seven-
you know all about this.
17.
17. All right. Yeah, you managed to hide it. Now give me an animal handling check.
Come on. 16.
16. All right. Yeah, you are like, oh, and the horse rears up and starts to bolt forward, and the elf just has to jump aside unless he's thrown to the ground.
I am so sorry.
Oh man, be careful! And suddenly he is also old, apparently. And you can see there's some like, oh! Also, So Bathroga, you went in. So the last one.
There's so much speed, everyone just falls out the back.
Rhea falls out
Oh.
of the back as it suddenly bolts forward. But the rest
Oh, shit.
like, well enough inside. So you're racing down. You're heading towards the gate of the cemetery. You still have the reins. You can see there are buildings straight outside the cemetery, so you can either go right or to the left.
All right. Do I know which way would get me to the way we entered town?
Make a intelligence check. Also, Bathroga, you can see out of the back of the wagon, the guards are sort of like milling around. Some of them are running after the wagon, but it's like they can't catch up with the wagon as it is. And then you see further down another wagon sort of like get pulled over, and they start to jump into that. And the
Oh,
horse
no.
or the driver sort of like, yeah.
Oh no.
How
My
do you
intelligence
check?
check was 8.
8. You can't remember. You can't remember. You don't know which way it is.
I'm gonna
You just
hug
have
the
to
right
guess.
wall again. No, I'm gonna go right.
All right, you make a right turn, hoping it is the right turn.
Yep.
Oh,
What happened to the one who fell off? I forgot her name already. I wasn't there when they got her.
So Rhea has fallen out of the wagon and sort of like landed on the ground, and some of the guards are immediately moving over to presumably arrest her. You can just see that out of the corner of your eye, and then you turn around the corner, and your view is blocked by the cemetery wall. So you start just pelting down a street. People in the streets of like looking up. What is? Whoa! Have to jump aside, like people with baskets full of bread and eggs, and whoa, wow!
I am so sorry. It is out of control.
You can see up ahead. There's like a wagon full of cabbages parked right in the middle of the road.
Oh shit.
And then behind you, the other wagon comes around, skids a bit, and you can see on top these guards of like waving out of the sides.
Very angry, apparently.
Is there room for me to dodge the wagon with the cabbages?
You can try. You can try. Make an animal handling check. Is there anything you want to do while this is going on, Bathroga?
Does anyone in the back have something I can throw towards the caravan following us?
Just throw Jimbo.
We've already lost one. I don't think I have any more javelins left.
Probably not. Well, the coffin in the center of the hearse is full of silver coins, sort of jingling around, falling to the floor.
I'm getting an idea.
Okay. All right.
Can I hurl the coffin filled with coins towards
The whole coffin.
people following us?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I invested in my strength stat, and I expect to use it.
Yeah, make a strength.
Makes
athletics check.
sense.
So you're throwing the whole coffin full of silver coins.
Yes.
Oh man, gonna just work so hard for those.
I'm just gonna see what my modifier is before I see what.
do we
Oh,
still
that's good. Okay. Okay. So roll well. Oh my god, that's good. 25.
All right, so where exactly do you want to throw it? You just lift it off the floor.
I want to throw it at the horses. I'm aiming for the horse.
All right. It flies over, twisting around, spilling coins in like a weird silvery shower. All the bystanders in the streets are like, whoa! Looks at it as it passes through the air, and then hits the head of the lead horse on the other wagon, exploding with timber and silver coins. And you can see the wagon start to skid around, and the horse falls, and the other horse sort of like tries to run over it, but it's just a mess. It's a mess. You fucked up the wagon. And you can hear Grubberlust from the front of your wagon. No! Oh!
It was worth it.
My treasure!
Do they still have
And
all the
Chico is
platinum?
like, no, my investment!
Well, do they still have all the platinum and gold?
Yeah, it was just
I
the
have
silver coins.
2,000.
Alright.
All right.
Anyway,
So,
my animal handling to dodge.
Yeah.
Another 17.
all right. So you twist the reins, and the horse sort of skids to the side, and the one walking with the capital starts to back up, and you just pass in front of him without hitting him. And when you look over your shoulders, you can see you probably heard the coffin and all the coins. You can see still silver coins landing on rooftops and in trees, and just showering the bystanders. They're obviously delighted. And then
Beautiful.
they just surge forward, just covering the street, picking up coins. And behind them, the wagon that were pursuing, sort of like, "Rah!" You can see one of the elves sort of like tangle himself out of the what's it called? The thing. I forgot the name.
Ah, yes.
The
Reins?
I have no
The
idea what
reins.
it's
There
called.
we go.
Reins. Oh, cool.
And then you are like they are falling behind super quick now. And after a moment, you get to the main thoroughfare through the town or the city, and you can see to the left, way back down, there's the gate to the Gloaming Court, and on the right, the cave just keeps expanding out and out and out into the wild yonder.
That way. I will steer right.
And you enter the mainstream of the city, with other wagons going the other directions, and some people are like, "Don't go so fast, you bastard!" as you pass by.
I am sorry.
You can see other guards sort of like standing on their pedestals, looking over all the people, take note of you. Whew. And then they're like, getting down from the pedestals and running, and you can hear bells ding, 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 ding
Oh, damn it.
somewhere.
Jesus.
But you're making your way towards the exit. And obviously the guards see you approach, and they look at you, look at each other, do some hand gestures, and the more guards come out, and they are like forming a line, blocking the road out of town.
Oh, can I do something?
Sure, if you want.
Can I try to crawl in the front, get up on the horse, then take my great axe, and then just try to swing them down?
All right.
Oh.
Let's start with an acrobatics check to see how well you move around.
Just jump to the horse and fall under the carriage.
Okay. Oh, shit. I am not proficient in that.
Of course, it's your forte.
16.
16. All right. You get out and crawl along the side of the wagon. As it's jumping around, you can see there's like a woman with a huge basket of tomatoes. It's just like, throws it at the wagon side, barely missing you. And then you get to the front, get onto the horse, and you can see you're fast approaching the line of soldiers. So you want to like make room for the wagon with your.
I want to just cut the people that in our way down.
All right. Or
like just swing so that they get intimidated and have to flee in order to avoid.
All right, you can do that. Make an intimidation check as you wave your axe over your head.
15.
15. All right. The back row of soldiers take a few steps back, but the front row, they just hold the line, the shields raised, pikes sticking out of the front towards you. They look concerned, but they're not intimidated into abandoning their attempt to stop the wagon. So, Balthazar, you have to make a decision if you want to try to plow through or do something else. Or maybe even do something thirdly that no one has ever thought of.
Gonna do some weird shit. I don't know. I'm just looking at my spells. How close are we?
At the moment, you are about 100 feet away, but the gap is slowly, well, not slowly, rapidly closing.
All right. When we're about 50 or so feet away, I'm going to cast Minor Illusion, like 30 feet in front of us, so pretty close to them at that point. And just make like a little elvish child skipping into the road. Just to see if I can confuse them.
All right.
And take their attention.
All right. You do that. And two of the guards in the front sort of like looks, and you can hear the distant voice. Where did that child come from? And they run forward, try to pick up the child, looking up at you. Oh, this is a close situation. And then the hands just pass through the child. What the? Ah!
And then I'm gonna ram into the point where see if the two guards like so as little spears as possible.
A soft spot in the line. All right. I feel like we have to make some kind of roll here.
Probably.
Let's say an animal handling check.
Come on, we've been good so far. Come on.
Oh no.
19.
19?
Yep.
All right. The front row is just in tatters, and they, even though they were holding fast against Bethrogar's intimidation, now that their line is broken, they just like melt away. The back line is still holding their ground, but you manage to find a spot between the spears and just push your way past them, throwing them aside as they are hit by the horse on both sides, and then they just have to run to avoid getting run over by the wheels. To break through the line, and then as you're passing through, they obviously killed the wagon with crossbow bolts.
Oh,
no!
Shit. This is the weirdest escape ever.
Balthazar, two of them shoot at you. What's your armor class?
12.
12? All right. Two of them hit you. So the first one hits you for 8 piercing damage.
All right.
And the second one hits you for 4 piercing damage.
All right.
Total of 12. Then two of them tries to hit the Throgar. One rolls a 4, so that doesn't hit.
Hey!
The other one rolls a natural 20.
Damn it!
So that is 8 piercing damage.
That's not
the arrows just
bad.
hail in from all sides. Then one of them tries to shoot Jimbo.
No.
Not Jimbo!
but he rolls a 4, so it narrowly misses, flying into the hearse, hitting some like a wooden panel in the back.
Thank God. Because I've played a character quite a lot like Jimbo, and I know that crossbow bolt will probably just kill him outright.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's a slight chance.
Yeah, slight chance that he'll survive.
Then we have Grubblust. I also try to hit him. The first one hits, and so does the second one.
No!
So he takes a total of 6, 7, 8, 9 piercing damage.
It's not too bad.
No. And then you're through. Grubblust are like, taking out bolts, throwing them aside.
Can you yank out the mine as well?
Yes, he like pulls it out, and it's of course as painful as you would expect it to be.
Jesus. I'm just gonna keep the disguise going.
Well, just the chat. Oh, it's almost like Jackass, only if you were in like a shopping trolley, maybe.
Yeah,
It's a bit larger, but okay.
that might be the next. First, we had a
Maybe
chariot.
it's an illusion. Use the two stones together, and it's not hers at all. It's a trolley.
Oh my God! Does it work like that?
No.
Damn.
Anyway, you are on the road, and the road towards the town. Well, it's not a town; it's a city, for God's sakes. It's full of other wagons waiting to be allowed inside, so you have to like swerve between them. But the commotion has spread, like the warning has sort of like spread ahead, so people are like standing back and trying to get the wagons out of the way as you just rushing down. And then you get out of the cave proper, and above you there's a crazy night sky full of auroras and shooting stars, giant trees rising on both sides, covered with mushrooms, and some of them are pink, some of them are blue. There are dragonflies all over the place, just buzzing in front of you, hitting the horses and the wagon once in a while.
Just chaos.
And of course, the obligatory fireflies as well, just making as if all the stars have come down. And so it's a magical moment. Then behind you, you hear a horn.
It's Rohan.
It's Gandalf. On the road, emerging from the other trade wagons, a new wagon emerges, and they're standing on the bench, the driver bench, is the guy with the staff that tried to stop you when you were leaving, and he just shouts after you with a magically enhanced voice, "Not so fast!"
I use thaumaturgy and yell back with an enhanced voice. I am so sorry.
Make a deception check.
Come on, I'm supposed to be good at this. 13.
13. There's like a moment of quiet where you only hear the wagons. Then, old man, get off that wagon! For your own safety!
I'm not gonna respond.
Alright, you can see that his wagon is gaining on you. It's much lighter. It's not built to carry, well, coffins. It's
Well, the
like
coffin's gone.
Well, that's true. So you gained a bit of speed, but this is like a two-wheeler. It's basically a chariot that he's racing towards you. Him, and then next to him, there's looks like a captain of the guard, maybe wearing edgy plate armor, high collars, spikes, all that kind of stuff. Black cloak billowing behind, so holding the reins, slowly gaining on you.
If anyone has any ranged capabilities, now would be the time. Or if anyone's good at ride or steering a horse, now would be the time. Then I can switch. Anyone?
I'm gonna
Jimbo.
try to steer the horse.
All right.
I just-
So you shuffle around. Bethroga, you take the reins. Just give me an animal handling check as you sort of like passing.
I am proficient in
Uh,
animal handling, in fact.
Excellent.
That doesn't necessarily save you. So,
Well, it's a
Not
start.
necessarily, but it can try. It definitely made my roll a little bit better. 15.
oh, that's not bad.
All right. So as you're passing over the reins, you take Balthazar's place. The horses are like, "What the hell is going on?" But you manage to control it, keeping the pace. So Balthazar, you are now free to move around back if you want to.
I'm just gonna see if I can shimmy into the back, so I can see like out.
All right.
I do
Give
that?
me an acrobatics check. Because this is a high speed chase, so it's
Fuck. 3.
3. All
Yep.
right. Even though there are handles on the sides that you can use, you somehow manage to budget.
Jeez.
So you are like climbing along the side of the wagon as it hits above the road, and you're sort of like thrown up. Whoa! And then you lose your footing. You're still holding on with your hands on the rail, but you're just hanging, and your feet are like scraping along the floor or the ground,
Jesus.
right next to one of the wheels, throwing sparks up at you.
Can I get off?
Make
No.
a strength athletics check to see if you can haul yourself up in your.
God, I get no bonuses to this at all. This is just straight.
So Bethroga, you can see that Balthazar is in trouble.
Well,
He's about to fall off the wagon, you think.
can I ask someone else to take the reins?
We just keep handing them over.
Yeah.
Perhaps let me hear what did you roll on the
6.
6.
God damn
You
it!
try to hold yourself back, but you don't have enough strength to get any further, so you're still hanging onto the side of the wagon. Your feet sort of like dancing right in front of the rear wheel.
Help!
Gilbalust looks at you, Bethroga. Yes, I can take the wheel. Oh, not the wheel. I can take the rein.
Yes, I just hand it to him really quickly and just jump to save.
He just expertly takes the reins, also like not even holding with both hands, just one hand, the American way. It's just yeah.
I just slide on my stomach through the wagon and try to get.
All right.
Okay, let's see.
Give me a strength athletics check.
That
So like
is-
climb on top of it and then sliding towards him, and you can see. Well, you can basically just see Balthazar's hands on the rail.
That is math again.
Oh shit! It returned.
The age-old enemy.
19.
19. So you slide all the way back, then you hook yourself onto something with your feet, and then you can grab his hands. And with a 19, you can sort of like slowly haul him back onto the top of the wagon, out of danger. The other wagon, however, is approaching you pretty quickly. 1,000 pounds. That would be what? Half a ton? How much does a wagon weigh?
That's a good question.
That's a really good question.
I think my car is around half a ton, maybe. I don't think a wagon would weigh that much.
Google it.
Well, we'll just go with it. No time to Google the weight of a hearse. You can see the dude with the staff in the wagon starts to make motions with his hand,
No!
and then you feel the rear of the wagon slowly starts to lift off the ground. The wheels just spinning freely, and then the whole thing starts to lift. But apparently the horse has too much weight, so it's sort of like lifting up, and the horse is confused at this weird situation.
Do I have a grip anywhere? Am I in like a position where I can be like, okay, do something?
So both you and Bethroga are on the roof of the wagon now.
Yeah, can
So
I just...
there's not a lot to hold on to. There are rails along the sides.
I'm going to see if I can somehow try and hold on Actually, Bethroga, hold on to me. And I'm gonna see if I can cast a firebolt at the guy who appears to be casting some sort of spell.
Very good idea. Make an attack roll, and Bethroga make, let's say, another athletics check.
Strength athletics check?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. There doesn't exist athletics checks just by itself. 18.
So you're like holding his feet.
16.
Yeah.
What?
16.
16? Yeah. All right. You hit. The fireball streaks from your weird hovering wagon and hits the dude as he's making spells, shouting words.
Oh, that's pretty good. That would be 22 fire damage.
You hit him.
Oh my god.
Almost knocked off the wagon. But the knight next to him sort of like just reaches around him and pushes him back into the wagon. And his clothes are smoking and his face is blackened and like,
What about the spell?
Then he looks up and he keeps doing the spell.
Oh,
he managed to retain concentration.
Are we at a point where we should roll initiative, or should I just keep throwing fire?
Well, that's probably a good idea. So Bethroga, you could also obviously roll because you are also in combat.
Yes, but I'm pretty useless.
Well, I wouldn't
You
say
could yell some harsh words at them.
Yeah.
All right.
Well. All right, great.
Yes. All right.
7.
Balthazar. 7. Balthazar.
6.
6. All right.
Bah.
The dude did roll a lot, but he did roll an 8, so still better.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
8, 7, 6.
I guess Gurbalush should also. He rolled a 5.
God damn it!
What is going on?
So we got 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's nice. Good. So it is indeed his turn to make a counter move.
Yep.
Let me just see. So he has this amount of HP left. Good. Very good. He is. He starts to make these motions with his hands, his hair still smoking, and the whole wagon starts to twist.
Oh, shit.
Like some kind of what's it called, Inception thing with the corridor, only on the outside. So as it does this, I need both of you to make dexterity saves, as you need to grasp for the nearest handle. I guess also good to do that. He's solid.
Yes.
Dexterity, right?
Yes.
Yes. 15.
15.
18.
18. All right. So you both managed to get a hold of the rail on one side as the whole wagon turns over, and it's now on the side. The wheels sticking out like this, and the roof is over here now. And inside you can just hear Jim boom, whoa, boom. And also Lucan and his sister, what was her name? Ilasana, also just tumbling around in there. Then it is Bethroga.
Yes. Well, I'm just gonna try something very desperate because I don't have any range. And I don't have javelins left. Like, do I still have the arrow that hit me?
I suppose you could pull that out.
I did. I'm pulling that out. And then I'm just going to try to...
Alright. Make
at the magic guy.
Make a ranged attack. You can decide whether you want to use strength or dexterity, but you can't add your proficiency bonus because this is an improvised weapon.
Yeah.
And also quite impractical.
I guess that's fair.
So you got what, plus
Oh, well,
4?
I guess it's a crossbow bolt is kind of like a dart. So,
But I can still use my modifier.
yes.
Okay, so that's 16 then.
60. That hits. So you manage to throw the dart and hit the mage.
Cool.
Let's have some damage. So that would be well, I guess 1d6 plus your strength modifier.
Yes. That is actually not that bad. 9 damage.
9 damage. All right.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, you hit him sort of like in the lower throat area, and he's like surprised again. Blood spraying out, and the knight next to him. No, we should turn around. This is going to kill you. He says, "No, keep chasing them. My master will never forgive me if we lose them."
God damn it.
Jesus, our wagon is... It's on the side. If he drops the spell,
He remains in charge.
I don't even know if it's a good thing anymore for us to kill.
Well, Bathroga, do you want to do anything else? As far as I remember, you have more than one attack.
I see that he's still alive, so I start to rage.
Just, how dare he be alive? All right. Is there anything else you want to do?
Well, there's... Unless Balthazar has a loaded weapon, then I can't really do anything.
The arrow was pulled out of him, so there's no more arrows in there.
Ah, god damn it.
Also have a dagger you can throw.
Ah! Then give me the dagger! Thank you!
All right, make an attack roll.
Yes.
And this time you have proficiency bonus because you are proficient with daggers.
Ah! Nice. Math. That is 18.
18. That hits. First he gets hit by the arrow, the crossbow bolt. Oh! So, no, my master will never. And then dagger plus it. Go! That's damage.
What's
That is 1d4.
1d? Ah, god damn it, that's pathetic. Plus my strength modifier, or is it dexterity?
It's a thrown weapon, so you can. Well, you can choose, but I suppose.
I can choose. My strength is better. So 6
and
damage.
Also, well, no, it's a ranged attack. 6 damage. All right. He is still alive, but he is barely home. Oh yeah, and also his concentration. So you hit him in one eye. It's like, no! And like shaking his fist at you. I hate you! And his anger, he completely forgets to focus on the spell.
Oh no.
And the wagon falls down on the side. Both of you make dexterity saves.
No!
Of course, Grbalut just jumps like some kind of angel almost and lands in the roadside. All right, Balthazar, you look
And
unhappy.
me, as the guy who's actually closest to an angelic being, I rolled a 5. Oh, I get a 5.
All right, you start flying, or falling with grace. Bathroga, how did you do?
19.
19. All right, so you feel this wagon falling, and you just leap off, make a roll on the ground, not a die roll, just a regular roll, and yeah, you land next to Grbalut in the soft grass at the roadside. Oh yeah, we also have the occupants inside.
So many.
Jimbo manages to hold on to something as the wagon falls down.
Jimbo!
Lucan and his sister take some damage.
Yeah.
And
from,
so, do I
the
take some
crash.
damage as well?
Well, you're still flying through the air. You have a lot
Okay.
of time to think
You're flying a lot.
about life as you see yourself in slow motion fly over. and then you hit the ground. And you take 10 bludgeoning damage.
I'm
Then
good.
the knight is again, Bastard, you really need to, and he completely forgets to control his chariot. So they just plow straight into your wagon from behind. The horse just trying to dodge, but it's too late. Crashing into it. All right. Once more, Jimbo is just flying out of a window, his arms spread out like an eagle, landing in the grass next to you. Lucan and Elisana didn't get out of the wagon.
Oh, Jesus.
I just need to check what stats I gave them.
I knew Jimbo was the best out of all of them.
Let's see.
I'm really just gonna kill all our accomplices in a car crash. Wagon crash, I guess it is. Don't drive drunk.
Exactly.
All right, let's see.
What's the message of this stream?
It's not too bad. Not too bad.
What does that laugh mean? Oh, it's not too bad. Only one of them died.
All right. They take some damage. I can say that.
They do. Really? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, and also the wizard dude. Well, he flies off out of the chariot and manages to do some weird backflips and land gracefully on the ground. His knight, not so much. Let me see. All right. He also just flies into this pile of broken chariot and hearse and mangled horse, and yeah, it's a mess. And then the dust settles. And then I guess technically it is Balthazar's turn, but combat is maybe at the moment suspended for a while as you look up, dusting yourself off, and just look at this pile of broken vehicles and horses, and you can see inside the hearse what is left of it. Through the broken window, Elisana bleeding from her forehead, just running down her face, looking around, and then going back in and sort of like dragging an unconscious Lucan towards the window.
Oh god.
I'm just gonna get up. Is everyone okay?
I just go. I am!
I'm fine, thank you. Could say I've never been better. And then looks down at the crossbow wounds. Well, that would be a lie.
I assume I see the two that are in not so good shape.
Yeah, they are not responding. Elisana looks pretty occupied with dragging Lucan out. But you also notice that the lamps at the front of the hearse have broken on the ground, and the oil is slowly spreading under the wreckage.
All right. I'm just gonna quickly run up to the two half elves. Are they both half elves? Yeah, something like it. And give them.
Sorry, Elisana is a normal elf.
She's
full
half.
elf.
Oh, he's a half elf. Yeah, all right. I am going to. Give them a healing light each.
Oh, all right. What does that do?
It's I have 7 d6s I can use every once per long rest. So I'm just gonna give them 1 dice each, and then plus my charisma modifier. So
you channel the power through your celestial patron.
Yeah.
Just basically just stretching your hands out and just throwing all this light
it's
into
even
the
ranged.
wreckage.
Right.
Kind of like a benevolent Iron Man.
Yeah. Well, let's see how it works. Huh. All right. So whoever gets first, let's say she gets 7 hit points,
All right.
and he gets 9.
Yeah. So you do that, and it looks like it invigorates both of them a bit. And Alexander managed to drag Lucan all the way to the window, and he's like slowly climbing out, and she's pushing him from behind, and he's like, the glass shards at the edge of the broken window. But he managed to tumble out of the wreckage, and then she follows afterwards. All right, that is your turn. Grubberlust. He looks over and sees that the wizard is still alive, standing on his feet, and he doesn't like that. So he runs up with sword raised. And he hits.
Yes.
Yeah, go Grubberlust.
Not for a lot, but he doesn't have to.
I mean, as long as it works.
So he basically just runs up. The wizard lands on his feet. I survived. I'm blessed! And then just cuts his head off. And also, in the same motion, cuts the head of the staff he's wielding. So both of them lands down. And then the knight gets up. No, master! You bastards! Dirty criminals! He draws his long sword. He's dead. So it is Bethroga once more.
Doesn't
Yes.
Grubberlust have another attack?
Well, he used both of his attacks.
Oh, both of his
one of them was a natural one.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, then let's get the other one who's good at chopping people apart.
Yes. Bethroga, what do you want to do?
Am I still raging? I don't know.
Yes.
Yay!
Just really angry. Yeah!
Yeah! Yes. I would like to also go into a frenzy.
Oh. All right. As you drag your axe along the ground towards him.
Jesus.
All right. Well, he is standing in the middle of the road with his sword, waiting for you.
Nice. And then I would like to attack him with my great axe.
All right. Let's have some attack rolls.
Yes. Okay, let's see. The first one is 22.
That definitely hits. So you swing your axe, and he tries to parry with his sword, but you just plow through his defenses and chops him in the
I'm
leg.
just gonna take all 3 in one row.
Alright.
The second is, oh my god, that's 24.
That obviously also hits.
And then the third one is 24 again.
Jesus.
That also hits. So you just...
I just slash. Okay, so damage. And then I have... what's... Just need to be reminded again, like, what is the modifier for attack? Like, how do you calculate attack? Because I think I've been doing it wrong.
Just
so you add
roll.
your strength modifier and then your rage bonus.
To the D12 that I'm already rolling.
Yes.
Yeah, on top.
Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. Yes, great. Oh, bye. I rolled a 12, so that is 18 damage.
All right.
The first one. Then it is 14 damage in the second one.
All right.
And then it is... That's 16 damage in the third one.
All right. So you just walk
barbarian
up to him.
damage.
Tell me in gruesome details how you obliterate him.
Well, I'm just supposed that I do it. First, I cut him over in half vertically,
Mhm.
and then I cut him in half again horizontally, and then I just strike once again for good measure.
And like you cut and just tap him with the axe and falls apart. All right. And it is of course so gruesome. His brain stuff like flows out of his skull and all the blood everywhere. You just completely sprayed with blood. Once more, you had a bath before you got to the court, and now you're back.
Yeah, that was useless.
All right. You don't think there are any more pursuers. You look down the road, and this mad wizard was apparently the only one who gave chase. For now.
All right. Well, now that everyone's good, I think we should keep going. On
Indeed.
foot, I assume.
Lucan's just sort of like, what happened to the wagon?
Some magic stuff.
Of course, it's also just clutching the black staff.
Yeah.
Like,
You still have that. Good.
all right, let's get going.
We're gonna have to continue on foot. So everyone,
Damn it.
get going. I'm just gonna stay in the back till I know everyone is going,
All right.
and then follow after. And then when we're well on our way, which I assume we're just gonna do, I'm going to throw a fireball back at the oil
All right.
and see if I can turn around before it explodes, just to look cool.
You want to like make people turn around themselves to see you walk away from it, like make some kind of
put on some sunglasses?
just make. All right. So everyone's looking the other way as you do this.
Yeah, this is just for me.
Make a performance check.
Performance, alright. Performance, there it is. Jesus. 7.
Seven.
No,
All right.
8.
You throw the fireball and it hits the oil, but you don't get to turn it in time because you hit it and then is that it? And then the flames burst out, not exploding the wagons, but sort of like just erupting in a dramatic gust of flame. But it didn't look so cool as you would expect because you forgot to walk because you were just looking, and but no one was looking anyway. So
it's fine. That's
next time.
That's a roadblock.
It certainly is. And some would say a beacon.
Some would, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, who would?
And
all right.
Yep, let's keep moving.
I want you to make strength athletics checks as you are trekking down the road.
You pick all the stuff I'm good at. Okay.
I'm actually good at it.
Not the worst.
All right, how did you do?
14.
14?
18.
18. All right, so you, both of you, and Grubbelusht are pretty much just soldiering on, walking at a steady pace, leaving the city and the wreckage behind you. But your companions, the two siblings and the gnome, they are not as quick as you. Lucan and Alessandra, though you healed them, are still pretty badly hurt. So they're sort of like struggling along, almost dragging themselves along, trying to keep up with you. So you think if you... I mean, they're not as quick as you. And
You guys all right?
We're trying. But that crash... Man, that crash!
Are you still hurt?
He looks down and like bleeding from several places, and I think something is broken.
All right. So he looks a lot worse than she does.
Not a lot. She also looks pretty bad.
Ah, shit.
Like, you pretty much put them from the brink of death with your spell, but they are still They're not
It's-
super fit for a trek.
I assumed that it would actually be quicker if me and Grillbalist carried them.
Well, you could try.
Grillbalist is pretty strong, right? I'm
Yeah.
pretty strong.
Well, you can try.
Yeah, let's try. How fat are they?
They are pretty fit,
Okay.
as elves tend to be.
Yeah, nice.
So make a strength athletics check.
This is my Ooh.
Grbalust. Sort of like hunkers down. Get on my back. We'll carry you.
Almost a natural 20. 19. So that plus my modifiers, that's
It's plenty.
26. It's
You
plenty.
just who do you want? Elisana or Lucan?
I don't like Lucan.
All right.
Understand.
Just lift up Elisana. Whoop! It starts running along.
Yep.
As if she was light as a feather.
Just another day in the DnD military, I guess.
Of course, you are completely covered in blood as you are running along the path.
I'm sorry.
Balthasar, do you want to pick up Jimbo?
I will certainly try.
All right.
That's stronger.
You
Let's
know
see.
what to do.
Oh, 18.
Right. You lift them up on your shoulders and just start running along. So yeah, you are making far better progress this way.
Woo. Nice.
So you what time of the day is it? So we'll start. Yeah. So when dawn breaks, and it breaks fantastically here in the Feywild, you get to a place where the road kind of like runs close to a cliff, and beyond it you can see a giant waterfall just cascades down,
Ooh.
rising up, forming rainbows, and not just rainbows, weird patterns, and it looks amazing. It's almost too much to look at. And then the sun breaks from the hill beyond. Gold, red colors just spraying all over the place, and it's like, yeah, you're almost blinded by the dazzling display
So
of
beauty.
natural beauty. And then the road turns around, and you can see down in the valley, there's the cathedral-like structure where the portal brought you into the Feywild in the first place.
Oh, yeah, shit, we have to go the same way
Yeah,
back.
I almost forgot what was outside this place.
Yeah.
Forgot how we got in.
You're sort of like skipping along down the road towards the building. Well, it's not really a building. It's more like plants that have been cultivated to form the walls of this giant structure.
All right. Let's see. What's the plan?
What is the plan?
Yeah, that's the question. Well, I can certainly
Oh, yeah.
disguise myself.
All this time, of course, Dinok has also been along with you.
Oh
Yeah.
Just dodging and weaving and just
Damn
managing
monks.
to stay alive. Yeah, doing monk shit.
Yeah, just being alive. Staying alive. Staying alive.
Oh shit, there's a bag behind you that's possessed.
Oh Jesus.
Anyway, yeah.
I'm not gonna disguise myself yet, because I remember the guards we met. Maybe it's other guards. You know what? I am gonna disguise myself.
All right.
Just as one of the guardsmen from the court.
All right. Just a random one.
Just an elf.
Eh.
With that clothing.
All right. So you get down where the road enters the leafy structure. The sunlight filters in through all the walls because they are not as solid as you would. I mean, it's not again a building made of stone. It is almost like a wicker. It's like a huge wicker basket almost that you're stepping inside, and you can see down the central hall. far, far down, there are the trees between which you know the portal, the passage back to the material plane.
All right.
Besides. And you can also see the 2 guards sitting, playing some kind of board game close to it.
Shit.
And as you enter, they look up. And they watch you approach.
I'm just gonna walk with an intent.
Alright. One of them looks at your companions. What is this? These people are hurt. Why are you taking them?
We're
Are you
taking
not
them
supposed-
back to the material realm.
Why? Are you not supposed to be at your post?
Well, this is sort of a special event.
The elf gets up and walks towards you. Elfarian, you can't do this again. If you're found again, and we can't keep covering for you, you know what Captain Palethorn is going to do?
Yes, well, I've been sent directly from the court.
Really?
There has
Make a
been...
deception check.
Jesus. 7.
7? Well, he rolled a natural 20, so it's...
Oh, okay, it doesn't matter.
Quit these lies. Seriously. Last time, you know how difficult it was to just keep... My god, this web of lies that you're creating, it has to stop.
I'm gonna drop my disguise.
Whew. What the f...
Are these the same guards that were here?
No,
No,
they're different.
All right. Yeah.
What's the meaning of this?
Sorry. Excuse me. I thought that would be easier. But I do come directly from the court, though.
He looks at you up and down. What type of business would require you to disguise yourself to the Queen's own soldiers?
Well, it wasn't really my... I do need to get through here.
Well, not so fast. Not so fast. This is highly suspicious.
I went through
These
here.
people.
We went through here the other direction. Just, what could have been a bit over a day or so ago, maybe a few. And someone else was posted here, and they let us through.
Yeah, all right. But I'm not just gonna let you through. This needs to be reported. You're gonna have to wait. I mean, these people have obviously been some kind of... And he looks over at Bathroga, just covered in blood. I mean,
This
you
is
should just be
urgent.
happy that I'm not arresting you on the spot.
Well, I mean, this is urgent, but I do see that this is no way to present oneself. I'm going to use prestidigitation to see if I can remove some of the blood from the throat.
It's like waving your hand and the blood
Uh,
disappears.
I'm gonna lean in real close. The blazing night has fallen.
What? What? What are you talking about?
This is the news we bring.
He looks thoroughly confused. On whose authority? Do you have any proof of this?
Well, I didn't really have time to gather much proof. It was quite an event, as you could imagine. The blazing night doesn't just fall. Well, he's dead now.
This sounds like utter bullshit.
Hmm.
Please take a seat. And he indicates there's some stone chairs. Sit down. I'll call my superiors, and then we'll get this sorted out. If there's no problem, then of course you can leave.
I don't think that'll
But
be
that-
necessary.
It will. I'm not gonna just let You look like a band of murderers. Please sit. And he reaches into a pocket and takes out a small gray stone and clutches it in his palm.
I'm gonna attempt to knock it out of his hand.
All right. Make an attack roll.
Am I proficient in this sort of attack? Or is it just my...
Sure. I guess you're proficient with your own hands.
I've used them for a while.
Used them
Had
before.
them all your life.
That's not too good. 10.
10. He sees your move and like clutches his back, bring it out of your reach. All right, this is the last warning. If you keep keeping us this, I don't know what this even is, but if you keep doing this, you're forcing our hands. And he places a firm hand on the hilt of his sword. Now, let me contact my superiors. He takes the stone again. You can see his eyes become a bit vacant as he is obviously entering some kind of telepathic communication.
That's a good time when his eyes become a bit vague. Fireball to the face.
My God.
All right, make
Well,
an
there's
attack
only the
roll
two of them right here, so
with
I figured
advantage.
we outnumber them.
Yeah.
Yeah, with advantage, right?
Mm.
Oh, thank you for that advantage. 24.
24? Yeah, you hit.
Math, 14 damage.
14. Ooh. All right. He is lifted off his feet and just thrown against the wall. And falls down onto the ground. And his leg and arms twitches a bit. And his companion just looks over. What the hell? And he's down in the sprint. What the hell? And he throws his sword. Roll initiative.
Jesus. What is with me in initiative?
That was shit.
7.
7.
7. All right. Well, he gets to go first, and he attacks you, Balthazar. But he rolls a 3, so he swings the sword wildly at you. And just
I'm an idiot.
yeah. So you roll the same, so you can decide who wants to go first.
Who wants to go first?
Please.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Ah, shit! You go again. Yeah.
Just attack.
You just got cleaned off with the blood.
Yeah, I attack him with my great axe. See if I actually hit him.
All right.
That is math 17.
That's a hit.
Yay! That is
That's not what he says.
10 damage.
10 damage. All right. You hit him with the axe. He doesn't die, which
Damn
is
it.
maybe a bit surprising.
But I have another
But you
attack.
do carve open his the front of his armor, and you see some of his guts start to spill out of the wound.
Why does it always have to be so gross when I kill people?
But you're using a giant axe to kill people. What did you expect?
Fair point.
You have to use a rapier if you want to be more delicate. And then you just use the rapier to slice people open.
Another attack.
Hmm.
20.
That hits. And you don't need to roll damage.
Okay, he's dead.
How do you want to finish him? As he's like bowing forward.
Can I try to actually finish someone in a non-disgusting way?
Well, you decide. How do you want to finish him?
I mean, it's
Can I
already
just-
quite disgusting.
You could also finish him non-lethally if you wanted to.
Nah,
His
I just
guts
banged
already
it.
hanging.
I just bang him so hard over the head with my axe that he dies.
Alright, you just hit him with the axe and the back of his skull just crunches.
Yeah,
Blood
of course it
comes
does.
out
Of
from
course it
mo-
does.
Mouth and nose. That like folds up in half and just falls over.
His eyes probably pop out too.
Not this time.
No, okay, great.
That makes
But it
next
does
time.
make a disgusting sound as his whole body sort of like folds like a sandwich. And lies in a weird way on
Why?
the ground.
Why? I'm disgusted.
All right.
The guards are dead.
I'm gonna run to the guard I originally attacked and take that stone he was using, whatever that
Alright.
was.
You
Just-
can make an arcana check.
Yeah, just if I know what this is. 12.
12. You probably heard of sending stones that allow the users to communicate telepathically over vast distances.
Just gonna throw it away.
You can, as you hold it, you can hear like T47. Why are you not in a post?
For reasons, you know.
Then I'm just gonna get a real good look at him
All right.
and just copy his appearance.
All right. Disguise self.
All right.
It is so good. So when you turn around, Gilbertus raises his sword. Ah! Oh, it's you.
Stop.
You have
Alright,
to get used to this sometime.
Someday, maybe. I'll try to remember it next time.
So, plan. We need to get out of here. Back to the material realm. And just leave. Is there anything more we need to do? What was your mission?
We just got. What are you asking?
Just anyone who was in the original party, really. Just an open question. Because I have no idea.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Well, we just needed to get Dagas and Dinox souls back, and we seem to have accomplished that. So we just need to get back to Dagas' body.
All right.
See if he is not decomposed yet.
And what
Or
about
if he's alive.
your mission with the resistance, which I have heard a bit about?
Fuck.
You can't expect it to keep notes.
Yeah. Yep.
Make a intelligence check, throw it
Yeah.
if you want to see. If magically, you can remember this.
Intelligence, that is not my best stat. Damn.
How much?
15.
15. Well, you when you start to think about it, it slowly comes back to you that you were originally on this mission to follow a caravan of dragon cultists,
Oh yeah, that's right.
which brought you out of Waterdeep through Daggerford,
Yeah, now I
Yeah.
remember everything.
through a battle,
great.
and you killed some dragon wormings, and
Yeah, this was a fun time. But we need to find this caravan.
you also tracked the caravan all the way to the fortress that had the portal which you used to travel to the Feywild.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's all coming
Yeah.
back.
Well, it is a few months ago since you entered the Feywild, so I guess that's fair.
Well, I just remembered that I got some information yesterday that I don't know if it's completely relevant to your mission, but it might be, if I can find it in my notes. Oh, right. So, it would seem that the dragon cultists at the fortress are assembling to attack something called the grandfather tree. Let's see if I got that right. Old grandfather tree. Which appears to be the largest entrance to this realm. So they're planning to come here. I don't know if that's the main goal of the this gathering,
I don't either.
but that's what I've been told.
God damn it.
I figured it might be relevant.
Yeah, probably is. At least we know where to find them then.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what your plan is. We're just supposed to gather intelligence and go back.
You vaguely remember that was the
Yeah, I
general
think it was. I
gist
think
of
it
the
was.
mission.
I actually think I remember that it was intelligence.
Mm.
Well, in
Go
that
ahead,
case, I think we're done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help you out of here and all that. Despite I figured that going alone might not be the best idea. Gathering that when I split off from the party, you got rich, apparently. And I ended up in prison.
You got
Oh,
a
yeah. Yeah. Oh, he got a gnome.
Mm.
Wasn't he before?
Yeah, you got rich and I got a gnome.
Yeah.
So who really won?
That's true. I got Jimbo.
Yeah.
So
Obviously the one who got Jimbo.
So from now I'm gonna attempt to be a bit more of a team player.
Cool.
But I do have some stuff I need to do on my own. I'm gonna turn to, the guy, the half-elf whose name escapes me, Lucan.
Lucan.
Yeah. So, the Black Staff. Do you know if the person, the Black Staff, if anyone has that title these days?
I have not met the person, but I do believe that the Black Staff is alive. Unless I've been fooled, and I'm bringing this artifact right into the hands of our enemies.
Well, let's not hope so, because I need to talk to a wizard.
Oh, truly.
And I figured that might be a good place to start.
Well, the Black Staff, if it is indeed not an imposter, should be a pretty powerful wizard. So
Right.
I think our goals align in that direction.
Perfect. So as long as I get to talk to the Black Staff at some point, then we're good.
I should imagine the Black Staff would want to talk to those who brought this artifact back.
Yes.
Yes.
So we need to get out.
Basically.
We need to get back to Waterdeep.
Do we what's the immediate plan for escaping here? Anyone has any ideas? We're fighting our way out doesn't seem like a plausible thing. Talking our way out, maybe. We did talk our way in, but we need a reason for all. Like, who are we? Why do we have wounded with us? Should I fix you?
Probably.
Fuck it. I'm gonna heal the two of them again. Our
Alright.
elven friends. And, alright. Oh, that's shit. She's gonna get 7 hit points.
Alright.
And he's gonna get 10.
Alright. So yeah, you do more of your healing stuff. And they brighten up a bit. Alright. Yes, we should get going. I must say, we didn't enter the Feywild through this portal, so I have no idea what's beyond it.
No,
So I'm relying on you to...
Yeah. I'm also just
to
going to
guide.
use prestidigitation on everyone to clean the blood once again.
Alright.
Oh yeah. That's nice.
So we look somewhat presentable.
All right. So yeah, you face the portal, which is wedged between these two thick trees. Maybe take a last look back out at the Feywild, the sun rising, filtering through all the wicker walls, and then you hear heavy footsteps near the portal.
Jesus.
And coming from around the trees are some small people. Look like gnomes, but with crazy white, sort of like bushy beards, wearing heavy iron boots. Their hands end in claws. And they're all wearing these large blood red caps on their heads.
Oh.
And every one of them are carrying or dragging heavy, rusty metal sickles along the ground. And you can see there are at least 5 of them slowly emerging before you. And the one in the front looks at you and says, "Not so fast."
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, why?
And that is where we will end for tonight.
How does this turn into a Halloween episode?
Well,
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. So first of all, thank you for watching. We'll be back next Thursday as usual at 7 p.m. Central European Time for more adventures. Next time it is the 31st of October, which is Halloween. So we're gonna have a weird little special. You'll see. You'll see.
We are intrigued.
There will be some Halloween stuff next time, just for the fun of it.
Nice.
So, yeah. Is there anything you want to say before we end tonight's session?
We survived!
Yay!
That's a blessing
didn't
every
care.
time. When you
I
lose
did
one
not-
character, every session becomes beautiful when you live.
I did not kill the only other player by my presence that I was with this time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Even though
We did
technically
lose.
almost
Yeah.
killed some NPCs by killing them. It's fine.
Well,
So
we can
we'll be
twist it
back.
and say we did lose someone in the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't
Dinar's
trust her.
Probably not going to be
No.
too happy about that. But
Probably
anyway.
not.
Well, let's see.
So yeah, we'll be back next week, 7 p.m. Central European Time. If you want to
There's-
watch previous episodes, we have a YouTube channel called Double Dragon Trouble. I haven't
Hey.
uploaded all the recent episodes, but they'll get there.
They'll get.
They'll
There's
get
a
They'll
lot
get
to look
there.
through until then.
Yes, if you're curious about what happened previously and how they ended up in this weird place. So yeah, return next week if you want to see these weird red hooded people
Yeah.
probably try to kill someone.
Somehow turn into pumpkins and witches. 'Cause it's Halloween.
Not so fast. You got invited to the Halloween special.
Yes. Well,
Yes. Yeah. See you next time. I hope.
Bye.
Yeah.